we see Scott and Ryan there getting ready to fire their game. I'm sure they're commiserating about the stipulations that they had to work through for the draft portion. And here's Scott MacCallum, aka Scotty Mac. Format of choice is Modern. He's a Magic Online streamer for Legit MTV, and is the founding member of the A-Team podcast on ManaDeprived.com, fellow Canadian, which everyone else is making sure to remind us of all weekend long.
And Ryan Spain.
Ryan Spain is a Magic digital designer, the mastermind behind Limited Resources podcast.
I believe that.
And able to grow a better beard than Marshall Sutcliffe.
Yeah, I got that one too.
As yet unproven, we have to challenge Marshall to that, but also a better basketball player
He's been trying.
Than Marshall, apparently. So I can't speak to the basketball myself.
I did see him miss about a 3-foot shot from the waist spin earlier today, so not sure about the whole basketball one. We'll have to see.
And we're just about to jump into this game here. As you see, it's fired for them, and we are ready to go. Whoa, these look like real hands.
That's always nice.
I don't know. I mean, nice. I was hoping for some pretty terrible looking starts, but this actually seems pretty sweet. Ryan's hand, Grafted Wargear Kira, pardon me, the Great Glass Spinner, Geist of St. Traft, and Nearheath Pilgrim, and an Oblivion Ring with 2 lands, and he stands on that. Scotty Mac,
It's just mulligan down to 5.
Just gone to 5/5/5/5.
This will be an uphill battle for Scotty Mac.
I think so. I mean, Ryan has kept one of those hands that he's like, all I need to do is hit a land. A land, and it's the way to the... There it is.
And there's the land.
So, what are you thinking? Turn 3 Geist, probably? Yeah, oh, and then he gets to give it, what, lifelink as well?
Yeah, this is off to a bad start. But
well, Scott draws his islands. So actually, with the shackles, he could take the Nearheath Pilgrim. Obviously, can't take the Geist. Oh, you can see. You can't hear him, but you can see Scott not happy to be facing down a turn 3 Geist on curve, which I guess is turn 3. The curve I was talking about. But he did manage to draw extra islands for his shackles there. Drew a repel. A repeal? Those are different cards. It's repeal. Oh, yeah, Randy, what's up?
Oh my God, I'm watching Mike Turian play Erin Campbell. Mike had the blistering fast, you can't block deck, right?
Yeah.
Erin Campbell has a backdraft deck, which she turned into this like pseudo-reanimator, so she draws, discards Grizzlebrand. She just exhumed Grizzlebrand against the mono red deck that Mike Turian is piloting.
That's astonishing.
That is phenomenal.
With a backdrafted deck!
Wow.
Now, it was hard to get to black mana. She had to draw Lotus Cobra, play a land, get the black, but we got there!
That's awesome.
Turn 4 exhume, Grizzlebrand against mono red.
Very excited to see if Erin can get there over the...
Now she can draw 7 back cards,
yeah.
yes.
All right, back over in our game.
Ryan's playing the Grafted Wargear, which I can only assume he's... Well, he can't equip... Oh, yeah, right, equips for 0. Equipping on the Geist.
Wow.
Scott is
in a little bit
going to be
of trouble.
taking a lot of damage this turn.
Well,
He's going to be taking probably 10, because I don't think he can block...
not actually sure how many.
Yeah, I don't think he can afford to block the Geist.
For the record, by the way, Mike Turian's not human.
So you're gonna get your
He just killed Grizzlebrand.
How did he kill
He
Grizzlebrand?
attacked into it. She had to block, so she gained 7 life, but then Chain Lightning finished it off.
Wow.
Mike might still win this game.
All right.
Wow, that's very impressive.
This is like an absurd quantity of damage that I don't
So yeah, here's Scott deciding...
So
Do I? Wow.
This guy deciding how best to gracefully lose this game after Ryan is in a position to not only be gaining 7 life this turn, but also be dealing... I'm sorry, I miscounted. When I said 10 life, that 5 looked like a 6 to me. He'll be dealing 9 damage to Mr. Scotty Mac. So
Down to 9, though.
we're seeing, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 words so far
Oh,
in the lands and spells drawn and resolved by Scott MacCallum. As you can see on the right there, Ryan Spain, Coward, versus Scott MacCallum, Magic Editor. I can't guarantee that both of them are false, but at least one of them is false. Well, at least Marshall gets some degree of satisfaction that now it's Ryan Spain, Coward. As Ryan goes up to, oh no, because
yeah, this is the repeal.
the war gear is being repealed, which I believe kills the Geist. Is it when the war gear becomes unequipped? When it becomes unattached, the creature dies. So that was putting the war gear on. That was actually left an opening for Scott to be able to deal with it. Unfortunately, he didn't do it. He did it after the angel came into play, so he still took an extra 4 damage there. And but that did unbond the Near Heath Pilgrim, so Ryan did not gain any life off that.
But we will see the Geist come back into play now.
How did that go back in?
Scott just drew the Battered Skull there.
Nope, sorry. So Bone Shredder takes out the Pilgrim, which means at least Ryan doesn't have lifelink anymore. But he's going to be going to 1 here on the back of the Geist's Angel,
Fortunately, Geist and I are well acquainted.
and-
But it would seem as though
and maybe worse.
within the ghost take it away.
I think Scott's trying to plead his case. They're like, you don't have to attack. You could just pass the turn. Oh yes, of course, Caracas saved the Geist. I missed that. It's just right there on the board. If I looked with my human eyes, like all humans have, because I am one of you.
Speaking of crafted war gear, Mike Turian just put his gut crafted war gear in the other pod onto a spike shot elder to finish off Erin Campbell.
Oh, after a
He won
turn.
through a turn 4 Exhumed Grizzlebrand with a mono red deck.
Oh wow,
The man's not human.
that is unreal. Do you think Aaron can draw that well again?
No.
Yeah,
No chance.
yeah, that was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and it's gone. Ooh,
Though the war gear is being condescended for. Wait, isn't that for 0?
Really?
No.
Just no.
yeah.
It's for 0, bro. It's for 0. Oh yeah.
Oh no, it was indeed countered. I misread the mana that Scott had up.
I saw the 2, and was just like, oh, I gotta pay 2.
Yeah.
That was.
Oh, sweet.
Twitch
You-
chat
you
does not
declined to
believe
pay
I am
0.
human.
I thought I was.
I assure you I am.
Nice.
That was unintentional. Let's do this.
Fortune favors the bold.
Ah, it looks like Ryan might have misclicked there. We'll have to check after the fact. I can check it here. Well, let's take a look. Condescend targeting grafted war gear X is 0, and yes, indeed. So X was 0, and
And then he scried to the bottom and the top, though.
You don't have to pay 0.
Ryan chose not to pay 0, and the grafted war gear was countered. So that's a bit of
What a coward.
what a coward! Bit of a mistake there from Ryan.
But now Scotty has the Battered Skull down.
But he's
Still
He's
kind of on the back foot here.
dead.
5 life.
He
He is dead in...
he's dead in the air here, but Ryan can't attack with Geist because Scotty can block with the Germ and gain 4 life. So he can only attack with Kira, but
Sorry?
that's still a pretty fast clock, especially with Ryan at 29. Oh, that's true. He can also bounce Geist. In fact, he's doing it now. He's bouncing Geist with Caracas. Oh! but it didn't work because of Kira's ability. Ryan Spain, the coward Ryan Spain, goozled himself there.
Oh, man.
Kira, Great Glass Spinner, counters the first, I'll bring it up here, creatures you control have, whenever this creature becomes a target of a spell or ability, for the first time in a turn, counter that spell, and Ryan's plan was to Caracas to return his own Geist so that Scott would not gain lifelink off of it, and it was countered by Kira. That was amazing. So Ryan's Oblivion Ring comes in, removing...
That's exactly the play I had.
Removing the Batterskull.
Oh, and I screwed up too.
Oh, and Scott was... Oh. Scott just realized he could have
One
paid
good
2
point,
life
there's
to
another.
change the target to Spellskite and keep his Batterskull, which would have much
Yeah, well, that
greater
would've-
kept him in this game.
Or at least done real well. Is your hellbent now? Yeah, that's real sad. That's real sad. +2.
The
That's real sad.
we are deep into the second day of competition here,
Misclick into misplay and a misplay.
and perhaps the intensity of the close scores is wearing thin on our players. Scott opting not to play his other island, unless I missed a reason for that, which is entirely possible.
Scott goes
All
down
right,
to 1.
Scotty Mac goes to 1. He needs to somehow target Kira with something. So this could work. He can target Kira with Repulse and have that effect countered, and then steal
it.
Kira with Shackles.
But then he could
But
bounce.
Ryan has Caracas,
Yep.
and Kira is legendary. So this is going to be
He's thinking.
quite a curious line of play here, I feel. Certainly Scotty can survive the turn. Ooh. I don't think that changes whether or not Kira is lethal now. So Scott's got to do something here. So there goes Shackles. That is countered. And here comes Repulse. And Ryan uses Caracas. Repulse has no target. Scott does not get to draw that card, I believe. And Kira ends up back in the hand anyway, so Scott lives
Another turn.
another turn, but this is looking pretty dire for the community in our feature match here, round 10 of the 2014 Magic Online Community Cup.
Another update for you, by the way.
Yes.
Spellbound Tom Lapilli has now got Brainstorm on an Isochron Scepter. He's got Gideon, Champion of Justice, with 11 loyalty counters. And I don't think all the video games in the world are going to say Sean Clark.
Not children, just trying not to compound.
Wizards
Guys,
team
like, I
confirmed
wanna
for
presume
not
I've
human.
got this. I wanna-
Let's not
It
take
is
it right
2-2
off the
in
rails.
completed
Right,
game
yeah,
1.
you gotta-
No matches are done, but
Playing through
completed
the
game
big
1s are
part,
2
yeah.
apiece.
You're gonna
All right.
flip
All right.
You screw up.
Well, that's, I mean,
You're just gonna lose more.
honestly.
Sorry, Mike Thurian's already won his match. now we have a W on the
all
board
right,
for
All
Wizards.
right. That
Puts
that's
them 2 points in the lead, too.
not a surprise.
No, not a surprise. The Zendikar deck against the backdrafted deck and piloted by Mike.
Yeah.
We'll see how long it takes our standings update to send Wizards back on top.
Mm-hmm.
Not long.
Because it'll be 180? Yeah. Well, Scott's drawn an Apocryphite, which is not going to be enough to do it. I don't think there's any way for Scott MacCallum to get out of this game with his Magic Editor deck, and indeed
there it
he-
is.
he scooped it up.
Battle.
So while they go into sideboarding, I'm not sure what to talk about. How are you doing, James?
Oh, I'm doing very well.
Good. That's good. I'm sad that Erin was not able to close out the game with the Grizzlebrand, but it's
It's a story.
it's not surprising, unfortunately.
Oh my.
Oh my, Randy.
Apparently Far and Away is a pretty good video game, and it's Away is a good enough video game to cause Tom Lapilli to sacrifice an 11-11 indestructible Gideon.
Wow.
Unless he's got a counterspell. We'll see.
Which-
it's on the stack. That's all I'm saying.
Which Gideon?
Champion of Justice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Attacks with power toughness equal to his loyalty, and he's 11.
All right.
So yeah, that I think Tom. I mean, it's a blue-white deck. I've been sort of enjoying watching the old school blue-white control deck here. Oh, he did have a counterspell.
Oh.
Dissipate. But Cheon had a better answer to Gideon than I was expecting. It just couldn't get it through Tom's permission.
What a shame.
Oh, Cheon's still fighting? Cheon responds, wait, here's downfall. Doesn't do what you think it does, Cheon. Or the word indestructible doesn't do what you think it does, one or the other. Yeah, Tom lets that one resolve.
Yes.
Gideon shrugs off the hero's downfall.
So we're still looking at our feature match competitors. Sideboarding here. Ryan Spain, whose stipulation was the coward stipulation, meaning that he had to pick the card that had the least threatening artwork as he was being judged by Marshall Sutcliffe, versus Scott MacCallum representing the community with the magic editor stipulation, which was that all the cards in his deck had to have words in their names that added up to 60, including all lands. And he's now...
Was it exactly 60?
Exactly 60.
It had to be exactly. It couldn't be 60 or less. It had to be
I'm pretty sure I read...
Sorry?
Was it
it's
60 or less?
Okay.
I think so.
That would make it a little bit easier, I would think.
All right. Well, we're back into it for game 2.
I was pretty happy about it.
So Ryan Spain, coward.
Starting off with
leading by a game.
5 lands, and a Johnny, and an Oblivion Ring.
That doesn't seem like a very proactive hand.
I was feeding my two
Scott, on the other hand,
of my teammates.
literally, in the other hand, has 2 islands, Batterskull, Apocryphite, Condescend, Spellskite, and a Spell Pierce. So he seems like he's in a pretty good spot here. Ryan kept the 5-land Oblivion Ring Johnny hand, and of course
I have this.
drew
A land.
Drew a land, as you are wont to do. So Scott runs out an Apocryphite, passes the turn back to Ryan, who's now drawn a Mystical Tutor.
First blood shall be mine, Mr. Spain. Have at
We
me.
now have the full deck lists for everyone's deck that they're running. Let me pull up.
At me half.
This is great, we can count.
Here we go.
That'll be good radio.
Johnny of all times.
Probably
There's Ryan's deck, and here's Scott's deck.
Cheon Plott not going down without a fight, by the way. I'm still watching this game. Hand of Cruelty has protection from white, in addition to being a good video game.
It was also a sweet game, yeah.
Yeah.
Hand of Cruelty.
But it does not have protection from Karn Liberated.
No.
So clear a path. I think this game may finally go on Tom's column. Yep.
So Scott brainstorming there, picks up a scrubland. Looks like he's considering it yet, and he plays a 4th island instead. No reason to show Ryan
again. Oh, that
the
guy.
scrubland yet, and he was able to, while we were looking at the deck lists, he was able to spell pierce the Ajani, which is not bad.
It's pretty awesome.
So looking at Scotty's deck list, that is a whole lot of one-named cards.
He does have a Jace the Mind Sculptor, which is 4 right there, but
Spell Scut.
He also has Sword of Body and Mind. Oh, that's in the sideboard.
That's in the sideboard.
So you're good there.
his main deck actually has significantly less than 60. It's very impressive. If we were able to award further flavor bonus points, I would, but we are not.
More land for Ryan Spain.
Sometimes that's just how Magic goes. He's going to play the Oblivion Ring to... I mean, I guess it's going to get rid of a Spellskite here.
That's mean.
Counter it.
One way or another.
Or we can't.
Oh, no.
we counter it.
Scott's actually opting to condescend the Oblivion Ring.
Hail that.
I might have just let that one resolve. He's either getting an Apocryphite or a Spellskite. But this way
Look at it,
Scott
we're
gets to
reliving-
scry
we're
too.
reliving
And
the
he
last
knows what the
game
top
with
two cards of his
not
deck are
really
because he
making mistakes.
brainstormed. Maybe the top card. I think he's drawn since then.
Let's face it, it was justice that I won the first game anyway. True. If we wipe out all the punts, I win that game.
His, the sort of body mind is 6. It was 5.
Yeah.
5 words. Yeah. There's a bone shredder with no target. Well, Scott's chipping away with Apocryphite,
There's a 17-turn clock right there.
and he certainly has answers. He's got Vindicate, he's got Bone Shredder, so if Ryan eventually draws a threat, Scott will be able to deal with it. But until then, see, Ryan's pulled up his deck. He's trying to see what targets he has. Whoops. There we go. He's trying to see what targets he has for Mystical Tutor before he goes digging.
There's a lot of clicking.
It's, anytime you're playing a Magic Online, you can move over to the collection
Right.
tab and bring up your most recent draft deck, and just like I just drafted this. What do I have again? Oh yeah, and you can find out what you need to go digging for. There's a Mishra's Factory.
It's a factory.
Did that get into like your basic lands too? Like you had to pick specific
I
lands?
had to take a lot of land because there's a lot of very non.
Batterskull
So
is
I was
only
past-
5
I had
mana,
to
correct?
pass scrub lands because
So what? I'm curious why Scotty didn't play.
Nice. So I was one
there was a less
Uh,
scary
didn't
land.
play
I think, Hallow's
the
Fountain was far less
Batterskull
threatening.
last turn.
He's worried about counter magic.
Yeah.
Untapped
Yeah.
islands.
Pass it back with a whole bunch of untapped lands. You
Sure.
probably want to save it.
I'll leave it to
Yeah.
So,
So he's careful to play around what Ryan has, of course, not realizing that Ryan just has nothing.
Watching Game 3, meanwhile, between Tom Ross and Matt Gregory. Matt Gregory had the Pauper deck, which he turned into a mono-red aggro. Pretty good choice, I think, if you're trying to take the low commonality cards. Tom Ross, Disciple of Smashing. So all creatures, terrible matchup for mono-red. Is like Polukranos and Tarmogoyf, and all these just fat creatures that you can't burn or attack through come out. It's Game 3, though, so they're one apiece. There is, though, a 7/7 Polukranos on Tom Ross's side of the board. So
That
community
seems pretty strong. That's,
Community may be winning a match there.
that
We'll
sounds
see.
good. We have a memory jar now for Ryan. A card with many words on it.
well, there goes
An
an
island.
island.
I guess Scott just really doesn't want to run the shackles into a counterspell. I guess Force Spike.
That would be beating here.
That would be
If you
awful.
Vindicate and then get Force Spike, that would be
Ugh.
insane.
Yeah, you can see Scott's
Praying.
worried about it. He looks worried
Yeah.
about it, and Ryan is
Slow rolling them so
really
good.
slow rolling. That was amazing. The beard stroke was really good. He's like, resolves. Scott must be thinking Ryan has Force Spike now. Next level plays. Meanwhile, not for nothing, that Apocryphite has done 6 damage so far. Hey, a creature. The very non-threatening Jushi Apprentice, who's a man reading a book. But first, Ryan is going to Memory Jar. There's...
That seems good.
Ryan's found all of his spells.
Yes.
There's a...
Only gets to
There's
cast
a-
6 mana worth, though.
Yeah. He's got a Geist of St. Traft, a Worn Power Stone, Entreat the Angels, Teferi, Aven Mind Sensor,
Losing
Jace
the island actually
Balerin.
hurts him here. He
and-
can't go Jace plus Geist, which is probably what he would like to do.
Yeah,
Because
he
he
doesn't have
doesn't have a
enough
third island.
blue to do both of them. And the Golem, the first word of which I can't remember.
Precursor.
Precursor Golem. Thank you, Randy. A lot of different cards in the cube. Geist of St. Traft seems pretty all right.
That Prelucranos on Tom Ross's side of the board has now been paired with a Silverblade Paladin. Ooh! Double strikes.
Is that a thing? It just does it automatically.
So Scott, of course, can't shackles the
Hexproof Geist.
hexproof Geist.
I will tell you that.
And that is going to start getting in for quite a bit next turn.
But with everything tapped out, Scott is going to feel pretty good here about running his Batterskull out. Now that he's no longer worried about counter magic.
Well, here you go.
Ooh, here comes the attack from the Apocryphite. Getcha?
Just trying to bait a block, I guess. Why not? Apocryphite now, all-star Apocryphite, now at 7 damage over the course of this this slow game. Scott's now in a pretty good position. Now that Ryan is back to the hand that is not doing much.
Found your land.
Cracks his polluted delta to get a hallowed fountain.
Back on his 3 blue, though, so.
I mean, Geist of St. Traft is a powerhouse card, but I really feel like Ryan's been on the back foot pretty much this whole game. Scott's just going to get in there with both of his creatures. There's nothing Ryan can do about this.
Yep.
Scott's being very methodical in his play. He knows what kind of deck Ryan has, he knows what colors he's in, and he knows that Ryan routinely has lots of mana up. And he really does not want to be reckless and run into something that he's not expecting. So Ryan went looking for Tidings, which, as we saw in the draft portion, very non-threatening card about a man stamping a wax seal on a letter, presumably to a friend or colleague. Oh,
Not so much.
And Tidings being remanded and immediately
Recast.
immediately recast. Drawing 2 more land, a Nearheath Pilgrim and a Wall of Omens. So I missed that Scott also has a Smother in hand, which will handily deal with any of those spells on Ryan's side.
Two's not looking
I
good.
wonder if Ryan will be tempted to block the Apocryphite at any point. Nope. Apocryphite, I think, now on 9 damage.
All-star.
Yeah. MVP of this game. The 9 power Apocryphite.
There it is.
Yeah.
I had yours.
And Ryan concedes that game as they go to game 3 in our feature match. Randy, what are you looking at?
Well, I'm watching Paul Cheon, who has a spectacular mana curve for someone with only even-numbered spells in their deck. So even-numbered spells, but he curves Sylvan Library into Luteral Core into Control Magic Your Bird of Paradise. He also threw in a Strip Mine on Seaside Citadel. Those would normally be annoying. You know who they're really good against? The Living Guild Pact.
Oh.
Worth Wolport with his all multicolor spells, then watches the curve go up to Consecrated Sphinx, followed by Phantasmal Image, my Consecrated Sphinx.
The
Little
2/4/6.
Elspeth for the rub-ins. Yeah, the 2/4/6 mana curve. 2 and a Strip Mine, 4/6.
Wow.
And Paul Cheon, that was a game 3.
Wow.
So Worth had gotten a game, but Cheon hangs a W on the board for the community team.
All right, the community's really they really had a fire lit under them during lunch break, and they knew they were going into lunch with an only single point lead. So we're back in the game Game 3. Ryan Spain for the Wizards team.
Well,
I'm sorry, Ryan Spain,
if it's gonna
coward,
be this way,
representing the Wizards team.
after you come over.
That, of course, referring to his draft stipulation if you're only just joining us.
Thanks.
Others might argue
Double
differently.
His stipulation draft was that he had to pick the least threatening-looking cards as adjudicated by commentator Marshall Sutcliffe and
Well,
former
No,
colleague
Scott's
as
still
host
playing.
of the Limited Resources podcast.
Not under me.
Worth came over and
I'm
made me
sure-
mulligan to
I'm sure
five,
Ryan has
but
opinions.
Aside from that, it's doing
Versus Scott MacCallum representing the community team. There you see Paul Cheon coming in to give some advice if Scott needs it.
That is a hand Scott has. Smother upheaval.
That's, I don't know if that's going to be enough, looking at
Ryan's hand? Yeah.
Ryan's hand with
So just kind of have to.
another Wizards. I think that's Aaron Forsyth, but I can't quite tell from the shoulders down.
It's worth.
Oh, it's worth. Okay.
Game one, we both punted like crazy. I thought
All the people who work in the building more often, immediately. No, that's worth. Here comes Jace Bellerin being condescended.
No.
All right, well,
That's got to feel pretty good.
that's, yeah, that
That Scry 2 is really going to help.
yeah, that's going to help Scott not just straight up lose this game.
Yeah.
Ryan's going to be drawing some cards this turn off of deep analysis, I'm fairly certain.
I figured it was that plus
He's looking at his even mind sensor.
like there's a grafted war here in this deck because it was pick 15. Oh, okay.
I don't actually know. I know why he, I know why Scott picked Upheaval. I don't know that his deck is an Upheaval deck.
What did Aaron?
I haven't seen. Do you have his deck? No, I have his deck.
Each other too?
I mean, it's a very powerful card, but I'm not seeing any
Yeah.
mana rocks. There's a Palancron.
Is that right?
No, there's no non-land mana generation
Wow, that's really good.
It is probably just a card that could keep him alive.
in his deck. Oh, that's not a good.
Wow.
You're not happy running Upheaval like
Ooh,
that.
here comes Entreat.
Uh-oh.
Off the top.
Well, he's only getting 2. Well, he's yes. So
Yes.
I was going to say he's only getting 2 4/4 angels on turn 4,
But he's getting none.
5 on turn 5. But in fact, he is getting none. And
But hey.
it will be a while before Entreat is cheap enough to run a game at that for the same level of value. Scott brainstorming, cryptic command, repeal Spellskite. Yeah, putting the upheaval back. You don't need the upheaval, and putting back the smother because he doesn't have black mana.
Yeah. Yeah. I like it.
Yeah, some people are asking.
Alright.
Sorry,
Yeah.
the total count of words
It is, yeah.
in the names of all the cards in Scott's deck has to be equal to or less than 60, which is the magic editor stipulation. As you see on the left-hand side,
Yeah.
Scott MacCallum is not actually a magic editor. Jury is still out on whether or not Ryan Spain is actually a coward.
Always underrated. Like, keep an for it. It's my favorite novelty Twitter account. It was out there for a while with Spellskite. Anytime you would call somebody, you'd be like, I think it's Spellskite.
Ryan drawing some cards with deep analysis here.
Yeah, you got it.
He's got Entreat the Angels and Wall of Reverence in hand. He draws more land. Scott's Serendib Efreet, bigger flyer than Ryan's Aven Mind Sensor.
My curse scroll is not very good.
And Ryan takes the 3 for the flashback cost to draw more cards off deep analysis. More land.
All right.
One land.
Got batters.
Serendib jumps into the red zone. All right, so if nothing else happens, this is a race that Scott can win. Unfortunately, that Wall of Reverence is going to be a pretty big stop sign. And not only a big stop sign to the Serendib Efreet, but also a lot of life gain.
White, double it.
And of course, he also still has the Entreat the Angels in hand, which is getting better and better by every land drop.
Yep.
Yeah, here comes the Wall of Reverence.
I don't think that's going to stick.
Yeah.
No, it seems to me that Scott has to cryptic command this. And he is choosing to counter that spell and draw a card.
Too much for
Hey, upheaval.
It's the upheaval he put back because he didn't want it.
really.
Now he
I
has
think
it.
hard a lot. I think long and hard on
Actually-
on those two words.
On which you're,
Upheaval
Which ones you're gonna
could be
choose.
pretty good if
Yeah.
Ryan waits and sits and casts a big entreat the angels.
Yep.
And then throws it back. I mean, it'll reset a lot of stuff, but it'll get rid of all the angels. So, I mean, maybe not pretty good, but at least,
Keep you alive.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No, someone else does, but it's not the same. Oh, I got it.
nice scroll, bro.
A lot of table discussion going on. You see Paul Cheon and Worth Walpert still discussing back and forth. Ryan activating his cursed scroll. Naming a card.
To be fair,
Let me see what he's
I
naming
don't think
here.
most of these.
Polluted Delta was revealed, but what was named? I'm going to bring up the thing here. He named Entreat the Angels and revealed
Right.
Polluted Delta. I mean, if you have a 1 in 4 shot, you may as well name the card that your opponent already knows is there. More land for Ryan Spain. He's certainly been drawing a lot of land. Oh, okay, he's deciding to cash in the Entreat the Angels. This will get him 3. 1, 2. It's 2 white XX.
3
for-
white.
So,
Oh, here it comes.
yeah,
white.
3 white XX.
I think
So
2 right now.
eventually, right? Yeah, I guess intrigued.
Tom Lapilli's Spellbound deck has found another victory condition, by the way. His opponent's Sarcomancy enchantment.
Ooh.
Pinging away
Pinging
one
away
at a
at his
time.
life?
15 turns from now,
He is gone.
Sean Plott is going to run out of life. Meanwhile, Tom does have Brainstorm on an Isochron Scepter, a Vidalcan Shackles waiting to steal anything 4 power or
this
lower.
is still the same game?
This is game 2.
Okay. So he's put a Brainstorm on Isochron Scepter both games?
Yes.
Goodness. Well, that's fun.
It's perfectly serviceable card, right?
Hey, there's the black.
Yeah,
So
this
Scott was able to repeal one of the angels,
Yeah.
and now he has black mana. He has a Treachery, which he looks to be casting on Ryan's angel.
That's a one-word.
So give me your angel, and let me just untap my lands again. Yes, I just mind controlled for free. Treachery, fair card. Go on, attack with
Pick
Spellskite
the
too.
wrong envelope.
Send the message.
It doesn't have defender. You can attack with it. It's not about dealing damage. It's about sending a message.
They both have the same situation.
More land, or Ryan's hand. Sorry, not more land. Still gummed up with land, and now drawing a Geist of Saint Traft, which
Doesn't really do much here.
feels like it's going to be
unfortunately.
too little, too late. I mean, obviously, it can't be targeted by the hero's downfall that, or the smother.
That mind sensor sure can, though.
Yeah,
Looks like it's about to happen.
yeah. I feel like Scott's going to want to kill the mind sensor end of turn one way or another. Take Ryan to 1.
Well, what do you want to save
Here.
it for? Or are you thinking saving it for if you actually get
Note the standings in the bottom left, by the way.
Obviously, he can't cast hero's downfall. Pardon me.
Wizards team just took the lead yet again. They're now up 3-2 on the round, thanks to Aaron Forsyth's A through L deck, proving superior to Frank Lepore's 60-card special.
Wow, it's impressive. This is a tight round. It's going back and forth.
Currently 3-2 Wizards.
right?
Yeah.
Another swamp.
Oh, there's the second one.
Hit you for 7.
Ryan Spain going to 1 here. There's Frank now, leaning over Scott's shoulder.
Barring something absurd.
See
coming out
what
of
Ryan draws here.
because of this just will-
He had one more chance there to attack with a spell sky.
Yeah,
He just
exactly.
didn't take it.
Disappointing. Curse scroll to the dome. He's got a 1 and 2, got a 50-50 shot. Changing it to Spellskite. Ryan, you see naming his card there. It's going to be Island or Polluted Delta, presumably Polluted Delta, since already knows is there. And yet, Island was revealed, so no damage to Scott or to Spellskite.
Island.
I don't know what Ryan can draw that keeps him in the game, but I don't
That is
think it's a
not
mana
it.
leak. So I think it's.
That looks like it'll put the community back on top.
I think
by
I
1
think we are
point.
safe to call this match in favor of Scott MacCallum in the Magic Editor deck over Ryan Spain and
There it
the
is.
Coward deck. Now we're going to go over to Randy in the red zone, who's been watching some of the other matches.
Yeah, I want to show you Game 3 between Hélène Bergeau and Björn Andreasson. So Hélène has one of the backout drafts, and this backout draft format looks awesome to me, by the way. In previous years, it's been backdraft, where you just give the other team a terrible draft, but 2 packs of miserableness and a pack to stitch it together seems like it kind of works. We saw that Erin Campbell had managed to exhume a Grizzlebrand, and Helene's approach here was cheap red and white creatures with 20 land. You're like, she didn't have
20 lands.
Well, she didn't have 20 playable spells. It was a backout draft.
Okay.
You don't have like 23 playables.
So she
but-
so she figured rather than play unplayable spells, just play more land.
Yeah, she's never going to get mana screwed. She's never going to have to mulligan.
All right.
She's just going to beat down with the little red and white monster. So she forced a Game 3. Bjorn, meanwhile, is on the no targeting deck.
So this is the game. This is the third
This
game.
is the third game. This is going to decide it. Blistering
Wow.
Firecat Crunch. Pernicious Deed, though, takes out the Figure of Destiny. The Firecat dies. So, okay, Bjorn's trying to stabilize. Here's a Nevinyrral's Disc. Also doesn't target. He's sweepers and fatties, as you recall.
Oh.
Thundermaw Hellkite. So that's going to be scary. But
Doesn't
of course,
attack.
There's Nevinyrral's Disc. She missed her attack phase. She clicked through an attack. And Academy Rector can be blown up by the Nevi's Disc. So Bjorn goes and gets a sneak attack. Right?
Okay.
Scary potential. Sneak attack. Brings
Mirror
Mirror
Battlesphere.
Yes.
Wow.
Crunch. Tap the mirror. Take 4 and then take potentially 8.
Oh, wow.
Okay, he settled for 6. Here's Dictate of Erebos, so that when his creatures die, Hélène loses a creature. Sneak Attack Dictate, pretty sweet little combo that I hadn't seen. But Slag Storm, Chain Lightning.
Yes!
Burn your face! Hélène Bergeau with the backout draft deck hangs a W on the board for Wizards.
Chain Lightning has been very good for her this weekend.
Yes.
She had 3 of them in the Vintage Masters portion.
Definitely.
That is exciting. You see the community team there crowding around Mariah's computer. She's obviously still playing.
Oh, I just now see that the Tom Lapilli match I've been watching has ended. Tom's side of the board includes Elspeth with 5 loyalty, Karn with 7 loyalty. Yeah, he won. It also says Tom L wins, and Tom L wins the match. All right, so I think I can get up the match between Dave and Mariah. This is gonna be a
this is
game
the
3.
match that's ongoing right now.
Yes. Yeah, Dave and Mariah, game 3. Pretty complicated board from the look of it. I am seeing Dave's library, so I assume there's something in play that's revealing that to me. It's a Chasm Skulker, for whatever that's worth.
I'm just waiting to bring that up for you. It's a that is a
It's a lot of
board
stuff.
state. It is a mess
Dave
of a board
Humphries has
state.
Seagate Oracle, Reclamation Mage, Mana War, Precursor Golem, Simic Sky Swallower, Courser of Crufix is why I'm seeing Dave's library. Edric, to give him let him draw cards with all these attackers. Look how many attackers the Hump has got. I'm pretty sure this is a game 3 as well. Did we say this is the last match standing? Yeah, Wizards is up 4-3 plus this one. So either the community team is going to reclaim their 1-point lead, or Humphries is going to give Watsy the lead going into the last 2 rounds. I'm going to guess from all those creatures, I got to like Hump's chances here.
That's too many creatures.
Too many? Is
Ought
there a
not-
penalty you get enough that it wraps around to being bad?
Ought not to be allowed.
Isn't this the kind of game that would Rashad just walk away from?
Yeah. I
Rashad
think so.
never walks away from games. What are you talking about?
Oh, it happened the other day.
I don't believe you. 2 Edric triggers.
Rashad
and
says it was
Voice of
late,
Resurgence trigger.
but
Oh, dear.
So Mariah gets an elemental token, but Humphries gets multiple cards off of Edric and is able to drop Mariah to 3. There's an Honor the Pure hiding behind this land, by the way. Primeval Titan for Mariah. This is definitely a slugfest. What were the stipulations here?
oh, there's stipulations.
Mariah's the rare drafter, and Humphries is odd. Got it.
Oh.
1s and 3s on Humphries' side of the board now that I see it. 1s, 3s, and 5s.
That seems like and a 7.
Sure.
Seems like a pretty good combination of 1s, 3s, 5s, and
a
7s, yeah. Turns
Yeah.
out, skipping an entire jump in your mana curve, not necessarily the worst thing.
Man, he's got 8 cards in his hand also.
Here comes the
To
Chasm
Mariah's
Skulker.
1.
Jeez. He does only have 3.5 minutes on his clock. I mean, Mariah's at 3 here. But, so I don't think she can
There you go.
There it is.
hold out for this long.
Wizards reclaims the lead.
So what's the
5 points up.
5
Wow.
points up.
5-3 there. They came in down 1. They just picked up 6 points. So WotC is up a match and a half with 2 rounds to go.
all right? So now the community really needs to knuckle down now.
Tom Lepore exulting.
You can see there in the bottom right corner of your screen, the Community Cup.
There it is.
And now we're going to send it down to the floor, where Nate Price is sitting in with Helene Bergeau.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to my incredibly comfortable interview area. I'm Nate Price, and I'm here with Helene Bergeau. How you doing, Helene?
I'm doing good, thank you. And you? Having fun?
I'm having an absolute blast. Thank you so much. So we've got some big names on the Wizards team. We've got, like, with Aaron Forsythe and Dave Humphreys and Mike Turian and Tom Lepore, we've got a lot of players who've got some tremendously strong Pro Tour experience on their side. But this isn't all just about wins. It's very heavily about having fun. You don't quite, I mean, I know you're just below them in terms of Pro Tour pedigree, but how has your experience been so far at this year's Community Cup?
Well, as you were saying, it's true that I'm nowhere near the caliber of the players.
Just below.
No, the other players in the team. But the Community Cup is just like a very, very special event where we want to just like showcase first, very, very good just interaction between the community and us. And also just like there are so many ways to just like to enjoy playing Magic. So that's a little bit just like what I'm trying to do here. Just like I don't have so many opportunities to play Magic, and it's great. Just like of course it's always better when you win a little bit. I'm not going just like to lie about that. Yes, but it's just like it's really a lot of fun, and I'm looking at the energy just like the whole community team. You have seen they keep on high-fiving each other, helping each other. Just like it's what this cup is about. It's really fun.
Awesome. So you've been having fun. What's been your favorite, moments from the Cup this weekend? We're nearing the end of play on Saturday, so you've had 2 full days of fun. What's been your most fun moment?
Well, it's it's probably to have just like been playing a feature match with D9 because it was really, really, really funny. We're just like trying to speak French and just like I hope we managed to keep it very, very family friendly. But it's just like we have the in a way just like we were talking a lot about saying, wow, what are we doing and stuff like that. Very different experience, probably for the viewers as well, compared to when they watch pro level players. But it's just like it's also the way you play Magic, so it's great.
You actually had a fairly intense match against him. The most recent match, when it came down to the wire, both of you ended the game, I think he might have had 30 seconds left on his clock when he ended up taking that win down. I don't know. You showed people those rings. Like I'm convinced that the reason that she wasn't able to come ahead is because those rings weighed her hands down and like lowered her APM below the level. Oh, apparently we're going to get the hook soon. So appreciate you guys stopping by with us. We've got 2 more rounds of Cube with stipulation to go, so we'll send it back to the booth.
Yeah, all right. So a little bit of a power outage that will not stop us here, though. It's only the overhead lights. Everything else seems to be working just fine as we wind down.
It is sort of Saturday afternoon in a building that's not normally
in
open.
an office building?
Yeah, Saturday afternoon in an office building. They normally have the lights coded to
I kind of
turn
like
off.
this. There's a lot of camera gets
dramatic.
a little noisy, but it's pretty dramatic indeed. Excuse me. Thank you, Graham.
Graham coming over with the
we've
pen
got
lights.
Spotlight Specialist Graham Stark here to save the day. Yes, here, bring that in. You can see this is the kind of technology we have here for you when the lights go out. Ah, there we go. Graham fixed it. Thank you, sir. So, we're winding down. We are getting right down into the nitty-gritty here, and it keeps flip-flopping, like, this is going to get really, really close. Obviously, the community is going to pull it out. I mean, I think we all agree, right? Community?
No. Have you seen the WotC decks?
I've seen a few of them. Yeah,
Marturian's not losing.
no, he beat Grizzlebrand. If he beats Grizzlebrand,
Grizzlebrand with my
losses
red
are
eye.
off the table.
Like, Tom Lapilli's deck looks sweet. Like, I have drafted that deck.
I heard you doing a recap, and you're like, well, in the second game, he got Brainstorm on Isochron Scepter again. I'm just like, what? Like, again?
He's just got, like, the sweet blue-white control deck, and, like, instead of having a couple random flyers to win with, he has a couple random planeswalkers to win with.
Not bad.
No,
yeah.
it's a little tougher to win, but whatever. Like your victory condition matters in a blue-white deck.
Right.
Are you guys aware of what's actually at stake here for the community?
No.
So if the community team wins, then the players in the greater Magic community will all get a foil promo Survival of the Fittest.
What?
Wow.
I'm
okay.
part of that greater Magic community.
If
Does that change your mind?
if the
I'm thinking
Wizards
about it.
if the Wizards team wins, then everyone will get a foil promo Zodiac Monkey.
What?
So
Those are the
what?
stakes. Those are the stakes, folks.
I want that monkey.
I kind of want a monkey.
I don't want the monkey. No monkeys. I've had enough monkeys recently. All right, Randy. So what does it come down to for you? The bribe of a sweet foil rare for your collection, or the love of
Perhaps
your
for
wife?
your vintage league.
Yeah, not just collection. Have you seen what Survival can do?
Yeah.
I've lost to that card in Vintage.
Sure. Have
Good.
a nice shiny one. It wouldn't be too bad. No, it's all going to be community. They're going to come back. Now, what was the score? Our Wizards is up by 5 right now. Is
Yeah,
that
match
correct?
and a half. But
So
I mean,
is
you
that
only get
2
6
matches?
Well, you will only get 6-point swings if you think about
Right.
it, right? What it means is that Wizards, if they go even from here, Wizards wins.
Okay.
But they only need to swing 1 game, right? Because it's either going to be 8-8 or if it gets to 9-7, that's enough.
Right.
So it's like you need to swing one of those. Every match is kind of like 6 points.
Wow, we're going to be counting these down for you. You can see